think by starting a venture is also one of my plans back in India. So maybe in next 1 year or 1.5 year, I might start a venture back in India also, a Gemini.
Okay.
And for my development purposes, I use Cloud Opus 4.5 as of now. And we also use, I think Cloud Opus is the best model there in market right now.
Yeah.
Previously it used to be ChatGPT, but they pivoted from developing model to pleasing customers. So right now I would say
Hi everyone, welcome back to today's episode at Technologia Talks. You one place where we dissect the latest trends in technology and finance, where we break down AI and investment strategy. We are your hosts and we're really excited to have you today. My name is Elvis and I'm here with Explicit.
Hi, my name is Tadiwa, or Explicit, whatever you want to call me. I'm the founder of Lennox, an AI learning platform that helps you personalize your educational material. So, if you're interested in football, music, whatever you like, our platform teaches you using that so that you better understand your study material.
And my name is Elvis Kimara. I'm the founder of Thoroughly, the first agentic bartering platform that allows cashless exchange of goods and services. So basically the next Facebook marketplace where agents/AI handle everything from search, negotiation, and even delivery. And I'm also an AI researcher, so we're the best speakers to talk about AI and investment. So thank you for tuning in. Today we're really excited to have a special guest with us, Mr. Sunil Kumar. He's an AI researcher, he's a founder, he's a master's in computer engineering, goes to Iowa State, a storyteller / an engineer as well. Thank you for having us.
thank you. It's my pleasure having.
Glad to have you on our show today. Sunil, like I mentioned, is the founder, and he's here to discuss his startup. That's very exciting. I think Aniflix.
Aniflix, yeah.
Yes, so Aniflix is this new platform that combines streaming and community with animation, and we're really excited to discuss more about that today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sanil, if you'd like to tell us more about yourself before we get much into your startup, just a brief introduction, tell people who you are, what you do, and what your background story is like.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Sunil Kumar. I'm founder of Aniflix. At Aniflix, we are trying to reimagine how anime is being watched and made. And I'm also a student at Iowa State University doing my master's in computer engineering.
That's really interesting. You are doing computer engineering, especially in these times of booming AI. What research are you currently working on?
I'm working on currently recommendation systems for AI, for expectly medical purposes. So with AI, there is a lot of uncertainty. When you ask AI something like prompt or any suggestions or something like that, it makes decision between multiple nodes, right? And there is lot of like more than 60% chance that it might give wrong answer, which is not correct. But when it comes to medical or doctor suggestions or something like that, there shouldn't be any uncertainty over there. So I'm working on that problem.
Oh, that's actually interesting because talking about doctors, just moving slightly away from the major topic is what we're talking about with the office in our last podcast is like how AI in the future will be curing things such as cancer. And
Yep.
I think the work that you're putting in is kind of fundamental to moving the future forward because when we now have people relying on these AI tools to help healthcare, we need our AI models to be as accurate as they can. So
Yep.
we really do appreciate the work that you're doing. Yeah. So you talk about your startup which focuses in animation. Why animation? Are you passionate about animation? Can you give us a brief background on how it came to be animation?
Yeah. So to tell exact reason, I think you guys should know like little bit background about me. I come from a state called Andhra Pradesh
Okay.
from India. So Andhra Pradesh is known for movie culture.
Mhm.
So even if we don't have three days of 3 times of food a day, but we'll go movie for each and every day. People does go for movies a lot
Wow.
there. So I got introduced to anime around pre-COVID, when anime started growing in India, especially in our state.
Mm.
So I started watching it, and the anime grown on me very fast from that point of time, and yeah, I think it's 8 or 9 years
Okay.
I started watching anime, and I'm like a weeb right now.
I know Elvis is also a big fan of anime.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just about to ask you how long ago that was. For me, it's been 4 years, but I'm glad to see 8-9 years. That's good. How about entrepreneurship? How long have you been passionate about entrepreneurship?
To be frank, the idea of entrepreneurship in India is not that much that we have here in US. So until I came here at Iowa State, I had an idea that I want to build a company, but I don't know anything about entrepreneurship until I came here to do
Okay.
masters. So for me, entrepreneurship grown on me after coming here in US.
So is Aniflex your first startup, or have you
Yeah.
built it? Okay.
you mentioned that entrepreneurship is not something that is so viral or that is so pushed much in India. What do you think that is? What is the reason behind that? Or what differences have you seen that with the US as well? If you just want to get into that.
Lack of how to say this. Here we have at Iowa State University we have something called entrepreneurship club, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of environment at universities or colleges back in India. So people like me don't know what is entrepreneurship. That people like students also can start a company similar to that. We don't have that kind of environment back in India. Back then, not right now. Now there is each and every university has entrepreneurship clubs and lot of VC funding coming to India right now. Things are looking good right now. But back when I was in India, there was no environment for entrepreneurship.
Oh, that's really great. That's really great. I know that you yourself are thriving really well in this entrepreneurship space. Do you see yourself one of these days going back to India and reviving entrepreneurship for young adults or teenagers to be involved more in entrepreneurship as we go?
Yeah, I saw recently, like last year, like students from multiple universities back in India coming out of their bubble, coming to social and posting about entrepreneurship and having multiple ventures started by students itself. I think by starting a venture is also one of my plans back in India. So maybe in next 1 year or 1.5 year, I might start a venture back in India also.
Nice. That's really good to hear.
Yep. Speaking of entrepreneurship and the resources here at Iowa State, I wanted to point out how we first met. It was a year ago, and it was at a hackathon. That was an AI challenge. I remember we were adversaries then, and we were competing. And I sat and spoke to you for a little bit, and you talked about what you were building, Aniflex, animation, and how you're using AI to help creatives. And I really liked your idea, and we got connected then. That was a year ago. That was also the challenge that I won, so I just wanted to put that out there. And then recently, about a week ago, we were at a different hackathon. I think, what was it called? The Side Hustle?
A side hustle.
Yeah, Side Hustles hackathon. And Explicit and I were seated together. And then I couldn't help but notice to my right, there was someone using Cloud Code. And we were so curious. And then we were like, what are you building? And then you walked us through your startup. And that's how we got to this conversation.
Yeah.
No, it's a really small world, and I think it is always great as entrepreneurship and as entrepreneurs to come around and have these discussions, see what is working for others, see what's not working for others, and I'm really glad that we are spreading the information to. We're not just keeping the information to ourselves; we are giving it to everyone else who's watching our podcast.
Yeah.
So, cloud code, as you mentioned. Before we get into maybe the stack that they're using, like cloud code, as you was mentioning, maybe tell us like the problem that you're trying to solve, because us as entrepreneurs, the major thing that we're doing is always problem solving. So with Aniflix, what problems are you trying to solve?
We started as an anime streaming platform, like bringing together anime streaming and social communities together. And we kind of pivoted from that to build studio software for creative studios. So, to give you an example, how much time do you think for an VFX or animation studio to build a show? A day? A week? Try a month. A whole month just before a single frame is drawn.
Wow.
So I know this because, as you know, I started building streaming platform, right? So I had to talk with multiple VFX and animation studios. So I went in and sat with their production team. What I saw there really shocked me. Like one tool for production tracking, another tool for reviews, Slack for communication, Excel for budgeting and everything. And they do this everything for each and every project they does. And as a software engineer myself, I couldn't stand it, and I built OriginX, which is a product of Aniflix. So our production-aware AI agent does all these things, production tracking and everything, under 5 minutes, which used to take a month for these studios. And also we include features like communication, finance and budgeting. Like these studios has multiple freelancers from multiple countries, right? We pipelined all the paying systems like tax documents, compliance and everything in a single platform for them. And they also can set up whole production pipeline under 5 minutes. Yeah.
How deep were you into production when you made the pivot?
Yeah, I didn't get what you said.
Like how was it 2 months in after building that you made the pivot to then Aniflix? Like how you mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah. I think after 5 to 6 months that we started building Aniflix. When we started talking to these studios, like we talked with around 10 to 12 studios. We went to their studios and saw how production works. We wanted to see that since we are trying to produce our own IPs.
Yes. Were these studios in the US or back in India?
Both US and India.
Okay. How long have you been building for?
This OriginX, 3 to 4 months, and whole Aniflix platform itself around 11 months.
Oh, okay, almost a year.
Yeah.
Is it just you? Are you a solo entrepreneur?
No, actually. Some of my friends are helping me to design the platform, but as of developer, I'm the only guy who is developing the platform.
Oh, so what is the rest of the team? How many people are there, and what does the rest of the team kind of like? What are their departments?
Yeah, we are 3 guys as of now, and I do all the development kind of side and also sales, and rest of the 2 guys does UI UX and product, what we should add in the product, or what kind of features helps studios or users, end users.
That's really interesting. So, in this era of AI, we have seen so many people using AI tools to start like coding, to help with marketing, to help with like day in, day out of how they push their product. In what ways are you using AI or integration within your startup?
Yeah, we use multiple AI models. The best model that we use is Gemini.
Okay.
And for my development purposes, I use Cloud Opus 4.5 as of now. And we also use multiple voice agents, voice agent AIs, and also Meta AI. Most of the developers don't know that Meta has a lot of open source models which are damn
Yeah.
good for generating images and stuff. We use that models also. I think around 6 to 7 models that we use for software purposes and our development purposes also.
Nice, nice. I think it's one of the most underrated thing. How Meta is always releasing open source models. I think so many of us should look more into those models because Elvis thinks that open source models will be the future. So that's really interesting. But taking you aside from all of this, Aniflix is a really great product, and if you are into creations, check out Aniflix at aniflix.com. Yeah. But continuing with the conversation, right now, what's your business model like?
Uh, we charge per user to studios. For suppose your studio has 20 people, we charge each user for that studio around $79 as of now. And right now we are offering free pilots for whatever studios are using Aniflix.
Nice. That's a really good pricing, and that's a really good model. And I don't know if you'll be comfortable sharing with users like approximately how many users or subscriptions you have. Maybe a range between 100 to just the general range of number of subscriptions.
Right now we have 7 pilot studios that are using our platform with real productions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
In Originix product side.
Mm.
As of Aniflix, it's around 500 users who are actively using our platform.
Wow.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good.
Impressive.
But I might take you just a little bit back when you talked about your stack. You mentioned you use Gemini, you use Cloud, and you use different models for different capabilities, which is a really good topic or something that's really great. And so many people don't really know about this, and everyone has different opinions on what model works for what based on your experience, because experiences differ from person to person. We were having a conversation, me and Elvis, and I was telling him like the models that work best for me, and he disagreed with some of what I saw. And basing on like what we have had from different people is like everyone has different opinions on what models work for what. So in your own story and in your own experiences, what models work best for what, from development to marketing to day in use cases? How are you managing these different 7 different models that you mentioned?
Yeah. If I talk about reasoning, I think Cloud Opus is the best model there in market right now.
Yeah.
Previously it used to be ChatGPT, but they pivoted from developing model to pleasing customers. So right now I would say Cloud Opus is the best model out there. And if you talk about open source, I would say Z.API, it's a ZLM model. It's best open source model there is.
No,
And also I would add here is each and every model has its own purpose. If you take Cloud Opus, it works with coding capabilities, but if you take for voicing or cloning, something like that, 11 Labs leads the table. And 11 Labs also doesn't have video reasoning that much good model for video reasoning. There are open source model from Meta, which is best open source model for video reasoning. Like if you give an video to AI, it has to reason that video to make any adjust to that videos, right? In that area, Meta has the best open source model. In the market also, it's the best model out there.
That's really interesting, and I was fascinated by his statement that OpenAI has turned into customer pleasing rather than developing the best models. But let's see how they go with all this. But one of the places where AI hasn't really made big improvements because it's already a hard sector is what your AI is kind of like working on, which includes like video reasoning, as you mentioned. Which models and how has it been? Looking at how slow video reasoning has been, and I understand that it is hard for AI companies to work fast on a video reasoning because video is a different whole game. I mean, Gemini is trying in my own case, but how has it been in the video reasoning and video related with AI usage as of recent?
There are multiple tools that a lot of Y Combinator companies are trying to be cursor of video editing.
Yeah.
But most of them are web-based, but all of them do like transcripts or cutting little bit of edits or something like that. Most of them are not solving what they put out there. So they are just, I would say, wrappers of most enterprise AI companies like Claude or Levin Labs, but they are not taking, they are not investing money on developing this open source model right now, and they are not using these open source models also. Yeah.
No, that's really interesting. So outside just coding, looking at Aniflix as a whole, what are the biggest challenges that you have faced so far or you are facing right now?
Right now we are working on building, like I told, cursor for video editing, right?
Yeah.
We are introducing a tool for that, for desktop editing app like DaVinci or Adobe is right, Blackmagic. So we are introducing that tool where you just prompt like cursor and it does all the edits for you. So putting out all the stack for that is the biggest problem right now.
What would you say is your biggest target moving into 2026?
Getting more clients for the company is the hardest thing. Product you can develop, like if you can get help from your friends or you can hire developers and you can do product development, but getting clients is the toughest job for any founder.
True. So we wanted to ask you for your opinions on AI and creativity and where you feel like the future is going towards in that space.
A lot of startups or companies right now are trying to create this creative work, trying to do this creative work by AI itself, which won't work if you ask me, because AI doesn't have this emotional intelligence as of now. And users like anime fans myself, if I see some AI slop in my favorite show, I wouldn't able to connect that show anymore, right? So I would say this company should focus on turning towards AI productivity instead of AI creative creation.
That's really interesting. But how do you see this? Because I've seen models like ByteDance 2.0.
Yeah.
I think they really do some great creations. And this is one of them.
I'm really busy. Can you get Sophia today?
What? No, I have a meeting. I can't.
Oh, shit. Fine.
Reporting what is being called a geomagnetic storm. This is a phenomenon caused by a massive
Information as it comes available. Stay tuned to this channel for continuous coverage.
have you. I'm on my way. I need you to hide. Get underground.
Good morning, Sleeping Beauty. Why don't you get the president on the phone?
We have her. I'll be right there.
So, as things move forward, as we saw from that video, as things move forward, these AI models are likely to get better and better in terms of making these videos, and probably there's always going to be someone on top to just inspect, check, include the emotional narrative. How do you think the future is going to be shaped when we reach, or if we ever reach, because we never know if we reach to that stage?
Yeah, I would say as of now, there is no characterization for AI.
Yeah.
For suppose you could create a single 10 minutes video for AI, but if you ask it to parallel that characters for next video, it won't be same thing. So right now we are facing that problem with a lot of AI models, but if we are able to solve that problem, then the only problem that we have for filmmaking or animation or anything like that is storyline. That's it. So I think that we are long way for AGI or models creating creative work in production.
So that's really interesting, because Elvis thinks we have reached AGI. Elvis, what's your opinion? Of course, maybe not at video level, but what's your general opinion on us reaching AGI?
In regards to creativity and AGI, I have a controversial take, but I first wanted to ask, what do you think of AI for music making? So like apps like Suna or Sonar that make music and AI making music.
I kind of surprised after using Suno. You just give it lyrics and it does all the works, and the music is also wonderful. I tried it multiple times. Yeah. But one bad thing is they don't have any APIs to connect with multiple other tools. And if they implement APIs, and so they're going to be boom for them.
So do you think Sonar is the future? Do you think it does?
I think so.
Okay.
It cuts out a lot of work for musicians and non-vocalists. I can create, if I have talent of writing lyrics, I can create voice myself instead of giving money to vocalist or something like that.
Yes, so it's technically decentralizing music production, because I was telling Explicit too, I want to start making music in the future. I don't come from a music background. I don't know anything about music theory, but with something like this, I feel like I too can be a musician. And I feel like it's the same too when it comes to animation. Back in the day, you had to be an animator someone who knew how to draw, but something like this decentralizes it for anyone to make art. And a lot of common opinions online say that AI cannot make art, AI sucks at art, and shouldn't be used for art production. I disagree with that. I think right now it is terrible, but in the next 5 years, it's gonna be the future where AGI or AI makes animation, same as Sonar.
Yeah, but I would say a problem comes when you are making an IP and you have to have that IP on your name, but if you AI generate it, you can't have IP on your name or your company's name. Problems comes there, and you can't use AI for full production, but some parts where it's very expensive, that usage is good, but if you use it for whole production, I don't think that's viable for people to make productions.
No, that's actually interesting because I was listening to this other conversation, which wasn't particularly about creations or media-related things. It was just about like general ideas for companies and intellectual property. When it was two big CEOs that were conversating on Twitter, and they were talking about like how in the future patenting things would be kind of redundant, and people would probably leave patenting things because with the introduction of AI, you can find the slightest change to something. We know, I think this has already been ongoing. Apple patents something, Samsung patents something, but all these features we always see on them on like both platforms within a very short frame of time. So I think in the creations world, we're just going to get there where like patenting things will kind of be not that important. So it is really interesting times that we're actually getting into.
Yep.
I'm still in initial stages and I don't need that money. And I don't want to lose a major share of my company because I have an option to take money.
Smart.
That's actually interesting because I think everyone thinks that they need VC funding to some point, right? Could you tell people more about coming to that decision of bootstrapping as compared to VC? Because I think everyone who's in tech right now thinks that they need to have VC funding, which is not always the case. So could you just elaborate more on that when coming to that decision?
Funding comes down to product, but if you are building a physical product for even manufacturing a prototype, you need some funding. And if you can bootstrap that, it's a good choice. But if you can't, you need definitely funding, and you have to raise for even for building prototype. And as for software, it all comes to researching. What I did, good thing was I spent 3 months to 4 months before I started company on research, like what tools I need and what kind of software I have to build for the streaming and for studios. And I wrote down all the options that I have, and I came into a decision that whether I can bootstrap it or I need funding. And after seeing all these options, I thought I could bootstrap it, and I bootstrapped it. And as of options, we have multiple resources out there which gives a lot of free credits for software. For suppose if you take Cloudflare, they give $2,000 of credits for almost 1 year. You could use it for unlimited storage and lot of tools in that. Even Google gives $2,500 of free credits, and Amazon gives $5,000 of free credits, and Microsoft also does it. And you don't have any other expenses apart from that.
That's actually interesting, and I think those resources can help you move forward with whatever you are working with. But also, you mentioned at some point going to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about the journey to San Francisco? And yeah.
I was not in this world of VCs or startup accelerator at first, but one of my friend who lives in New Jersey, he suggested me that there was a program from Antler that they were conducting like outreach for founders in US who is starting Get. So I went to Antler event there. I met bunch of guys, and I spent around 2 to 3 hours talking to them in that event, and I got to know about this VC funding meets or coffee chats and all this stuff, and I kind of went from there, and I spent around a month researching about these VCs events or the startup accelerator events in SF, and I kind of applied for each and everything and went there and talked with multiple VCs over there.
What advice would you have for any founders who want to bootstrap, maybe are thinking of going to California? How should they get started or go about it?
It's very expensive in SF. But you don't have to be in SF to build a startup. You can build a startup here in Iowa itself. If you see, there is a lot of funding going on in Ames, Iowa. It's a lot of federal funding, co-funding from our university. We have a summer accelerator called Site Starters, where our university gives around $7,000 to $14,000 for your startup to build for free to build your company. They don't take any equity also, and a lot of universities have this kind of funding opportunities, and a lot of states also gives a lot of funding for startups that they are building in that particular state.
No, that's actually true, and that's actually interesting. But I know that being a startup founder is frustrating. It is a lot of work. So how do you manage all this work, from raising funds, building, marketing, and all the responsibilities that you have to take on? That is also including that you are a computer engineer who's in school,
researcher,
and a researcher, which makes it super exhausting. How do you manage all that? Because you actually look active right now, which means that you're probably getting enough amount of sleep, and the startup is going further. You are getting more customers, which is really great. So,
one more thing, I'm also doing internship. So,
oh, aish. So how are you able to manage all these responsibilities?
As of me, I would say discipline and determination on what are you trying to build. You started this company. Anybody who starts a company starts for a reason, that they want to solve this problem at any cost. That determination pushes you out of your comfort zone. So same in my case also. I think of this problem each and every minute I spend, like what I could do better, what I could provide for these studios, and what futures I can build going on. And this pushes me hard to maintain myself and have a schedule every day. What should I do? And here back in to say example, back in India we have fixed timing for colleges and everything, but here there is no that kind of schedule for classes. So we have a lot of free time here in US, and also internship also, like I spend only 20 hours and rest of the time on my startups.
That's actually interesting. So do you ever face challenges in managing this? I know you illustrated that you are managing it so well, including the schedules and everything, but are there challenges to this to some points and sometimes?
Yeah, I had rough time last semester because I was doing 15 credits last semester, and I was also doing internship, and I had to manage this startup where we started pivoting to another platform. So I had a rough time scheduling all my things last semester.
Nice. I'm just glad that you were able to pull it through, and your startup is still thriving till today. We're just going to get into a rep round. Elvis, you want to get started on that?
Yes, so this is our first time doing this. Basically, we have 5 short questions. You just give a fast answer, nothing really difficult. Would you rather build in public or stealth?
As of now, public.
Public?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because previously VCs, there was much less competition for getting VC funding and stuff like that. Right now it's too crowded and we have to get attention from VCs. So to get attention from VCs, you have to build in public.
Yes, it's a very good point.
Yeah.
Would you rather raise too soon or bootstrap too long?
Bootstrap. I would go with bootstrap if it is feasible with that company, particular company.
Yeah, just like you're doing, yeah. What's your biggest co-founder lie detector? For instance, if someone wanted to join your team, how would you know they're a good fit based off talking to them?
I just watch their eyes. Like, if somebody comes to me or I go to them for any help, while explaining about my product, and if their eyes looks more determined and more interesting, you could say they're a good fit, and their eyes tells everything.
They have to have strong conviction in their eyes.
Yeah.
What's the most overrated startup advice you have received?
You need to have funding before you start a company.
It's a good one. And then, would you rather have a co-founder that's very technical or one that's very good at marketing?
Marketing. Yeah, I'm currently looking for a co-founder for sales and marketing and growth.
Oh, so if you're good at marketing and you're determined and your eyes look like you're actually determined, contact Sanil and you might become his co-founder and market the platform, change the future of animation.
Yes. Yeah. So we're almost wrapping up. What's some last piece of advice that you'd give to any founder out there listening?
Build in public. Build in public is the right current marketing trend that is going on. You see, if you open YouTube, you could able to see people building startups, even if they are in SF. Startup VC funding is too crowded now, and to get VCs eyes on you, you have to build in public and self-market yourself out there.
Well, that's actually true. And the major thing is, like, with so many people building so many tools, if you actually want your tool to survive, that building in public is also necessary as well, so that people already get familiar to you and your product, build that credibility. But with all that, maybe one of your potential co-founders is watching this, or maybe a VC who's interested in animation and its future is watching this, or even someone who wants to try Aniflix is here watching you. How can they contact you? Where can they find you?
They can contact me through info@aniflix.com or sunilkumar@aniflix.com. And we also have a contact section in our website. If you should your information over there, I can get back to you from there.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
So if they're coming from Technology Talks, are they getting a discount?
If they're in any animation or VFX studio, I could provide them a free pilot for an year.
Free pilot.
Yeah.
So you had it, free pilot if you are into animation and creation for aniflix.com.
Even
so
VFX studios also.
VFX.
Animation, VFX, CGI, anything else. Anything related to creative works. Even film producing also.
Nice. So you had it yourself. Check out aniflix.com and Technology Talks.
Yes. Thank you for tuning into our episode. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.